Welcome to the stream, everyone. The Sonic community is full of such strong creative spirits, like those two songs that I just played by Wolfle, who also worked on Freedom Planet and Freedom Planet 2. Just in general, the Sonic community has always been so inspiring and creative in ways that have always really... been really fond of. For a while there, I spent a lot of time on SoundCloud, which is how I knew about those two songs I just played from something called Sonic Sequel D. Really fond of those two Diluvian Desert songs. Is that how you pronounce it? But because I spent a lot of time on SoundCloud, I learned about a lot of musicians in the Sonic fan community and greater community at large. Wolfle, of course, went on to work on the music for Freedom Planet, all of that side of the fan community. And then there's also Penny's Big Breakaway, which we're about to play, which comes out of a big part of the Sonic fan community, being the next step of the Mania devs, who are famously started as working on Fanworks. And also my partner, who I met through her SoundCloud music, working on something called Sonic Milponterations, and also Sonic Time Twisted. I fell in love with her music, and I went to follow her on Twitter, and then she followed me back, and 6, 7, however many years later, that's how we ended up meeting, we were mutuals on Twitter, and I figured out that she lived in the same place as me. So I reached out and said, hey, you need some help with anything? I'm right down the road. So it's nice to come back full circle with Penny's Big Breakaway and find myself digging deeper into Sonic and the greater Sonic inspiration community. Penny's Big Breakaway is a lot more than just a Sonic game, of course. It's got a lot of Mario Odyssey-inspired movement, and tightly integrated with the way that it's momentum-based gameplay. I was gonna say words, and then I lost them. But, I'm really excited to get back to my roots with more Sonic-y things. Momentum-based platformers are my bread and butter, and I simultaneously feel like there's quite an abundance of them and not nearly enough of them, you know? Epic says, shoutouts to the Sonic community, they make great shit, see the Sage Expo. I was really, really excited getting to stream the Sage Expo stuff late last year, so... should probably do something like that again. Isn't Rage coming up soon? Technochips is finding pennies on the ground in chat somehow. Says, I think I am at the last penny. It is unsuspiciously placed under this large hanging box. I'm going to grab it. Oh no! What could have possibly happened to our friend Technochips? Find out next stream, when Technochips will be on stream, on camera, in front of all of you, definitely not strapped to the chair, and definitely here, on purpose, because they want to be here. Lexi says, Super Penny the Hedgehog. It's weird, I go back and forth on, around different communities, seeing people talk about Penny's Big Breakaway, and drawing comparisons to Sonic, because there are obvious comparisons. Riding the yo-yo is pretty much exactly spin dashing, and there's lots of quarter pipes in the 3D terrain. But, a lot of people seem to be really, like, touchy about that, like, drawing comparisons to Sonic is like, no, it's completely different! No, it's not. They are actually rather similar in a lot of unique ways, and I don't think every game should be, this game is like these two other games mashed up, but you can see the DNA of what's here, and I think that's cool. I think it's cool that it's so obviously inspired by games that I love, and that's a big part of why I wanted to jump into it. So I don't see what the problem is with drawing the obvious comparisons, but I don't often find myself in among the discourse and game debate wars these days, the opinions and nonsense. Apex says Penny's color palette is nearly identical to some of the new zones in Sonic Mania, I swear. Yeah, it is definitely very Studiopolis inspired. I can also see that in the environment art of the first zone, which we'll look at in just a moment. I actually want to keep this pre-stream short because we have a lot to get to today. We'll be doing Penny and Side Order, and don't have a lot of time to get to both, so Now that this song is over, why don't we just hop into it? Switch over to the Switch, over to the Switch, over to the Switch, and also switch over my monitor to the Switch, over to my monitor to the... Let's play. This game starts with like 40 different EULAs, and I've already scrolled through all of them. You're welcome. Let's make sure this game is at a reasonable volume. There we go.